Hey guys, it's me JC. Welcome back to another video. Today we are gonna be talking about a new laptop that I found on Lazada, which is a pretty good deal. So if you're looking for a laptop, I highly recommend you watch this video because I'm pretty sure you're gonna be getting something out of this. Now, before I get to more about the laptop that we're reviewing, I would just like to tell you about the laptop that I use on a daily basis. So we have a benchmark here, or I have a benchmark to compare with this one. This is the Xiaomi Notebook Pro GTX. It was released later last year. It has the 8th gen processor i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and a 512 gigs of M.2 NVMe storage. It also comes in this space gray finish. It is all aluminum. But the problem is, the reason I can't recommend this to anyone is because most people I know will not spend 70,000 pesos for a laptop. They will not heavily invest on a laptop because for some people, just a regular laptop will do. The problem is when you go to the entry level or the mid-range spec laptops, there are a lot of choices and it's really hard to choose. So that's why we have here the Feed Me S3M. For less than half the price of the Notebook Pro, you can get yourself the Feed Me S3M, and I'm gonna be talking more about that in this video. Before I start this video, I would just like to thank Feed Me for sending me this review you need to check out and share with you guys. So let's first talk about the unboxing experience, what you will get if you buy the Feed Me S3M. It came with this very simple box, no branding whatsoever, just our notebook and on the front and back. Now inside is where it gets interesting, or not at all in my opinion. It's very basic. At least they managed to ship it without damaging. So you got your basic foam here, and the laptop was enclosed in this bubble wrap, and I think that's it. You got here also your manual, and it also comes with a barrel plug power adapter. Here is also the manual. I think I said that already. So let's put this on the side. So the design and the build quality out of the box, I was really impressed. Again, for a 20,000 peso laptop, you're getting more than what you paid for with this thing. So I wouldn't compare this to a MacBook per se, but compared to other laptops at this price point, you'll be comparing this with plastic built ones. Honestly, if you go out there, look for similar priced one. Another thing is it has chamfered edges on the bottom part. This gives additional premium look in my opinion, and I think they did a really good job. On the top part of the lid, you will not be seeing any cutout that you're familiar with compared to other laptops. What they did is they added a little bit more length on the lid. So when you open it up, you got this extending part that serves as your grip. The build quality is also good. There is zero to no flex even on the part where the keyboard sits, and I think that's really good. Overall, I am impressed with the build quality. The design also helped it look like it's thinner than it actually is. On the far back, the thickest part of the laptop is 2.5 centimeters, and on the front, where you'll be seeing it most of the time, is only a centimeter thick. So that helps with giving it an illusion that it's much thinner. And the laptop weighs 1.8 kilograms. So the display again is 15.6 inch. It is full HD, 1920 by 1080. So there's that. It has a matte finish and it helps avoid any glare when there is a lot of light around you. 15.6 inch for productivity is fairly good. It is large enough to manage 2 to 3 or even 4 tabs windows at once. Full HD is also sharp enough for images and text when you look at this display. It's also good for media consumption. Try this with Netflix and YouTube. I have no complaints. It works great. The only issue that I encountered with this while using this for media consumption is the speakers. They don't get loud enough for me to hear them, to hear the dialogues comfortably. So if you're gonna be using this for media consumption, I highly recommend you just get yourself a headphone. The camera is positioned on the bottom of the display. I don't know if it's necessary considering that the laptop still has a lot of space. I'm not saying that I hate it, but considering that the bottom part still has a lot of bezel, might as well just move the display a bit lower and just put the camera on the top where it should be. This is the camera testing of the Feed Me S3M. As you can see, the camera is pointing up to my nose, so there goes that. With regards to the quality, I think this is decent enough for casual use, but any professional use, I'd recommend you get yourself a separate webcam instead. So with regards to the audio quality, you be the judge, and that's it for the testing of this camera. The keyboard is good. It has decent travel when you're pressing the buttons. After using it for a couple of days, I got used to it. The keyboard also comes with a numpad. Personally, I don't use the numpad, but for some people it is necessary, especially if you're crunching a lot of numbers on Excel or just doing reports with lots of numbers on them. The trackpad is really big, the biggest I've ever owned, I think. It also had a good tactile buttons. It is easy to use and really accurate. It could have benefited more if they included a precision drivers from Windows. If you're not familiar, it's very useful. You probably is using it right now, you just don't know what it's called. Basically what it does is it uses multiple touch to do action and also uses gestures. Other than that, if you're using a mouse, I don't think this is a huge issue for you. So let's talk about the storage. This configuration that I have, it comes with a 256 gig M.2 storage, and it has a terabyte of hard drive as well. Both are upgradable, same goes with the RAM, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth card. It's very easy to open. The port selection is really generous. You get 2 USB 2.0, 2 USB 3.0, full-size HDMI, card reader, an SD card reader, 3.5 headphone jack, USB Type-C if you need those, and a barrel plug fits power. I think my only complaint is they did not use a USB Type-C for the power, but yeah, that's just me. The dual band Wi-Fi is also good. Both 2.5 and 5 GHz is very stable. And there is also Bluetooth for connecting your wireless earphones, mouse, and keyboard as well. Let's talk about the battery life of the Feed Me S3M. If you're taking this outside, say a coffee shop, make sure you bring the power adapter with you. The battery on this laptop is just average. Even with a decent sized battery of 40 watt-hours, I only managed to get 2 to 3 hours of use time. But then again, this is a budget laptop and that is just minor complaint. Let's talk about the performance of the Feed Me S3M. This thing runs on an i7 4500U. Now I know this is dated, but for most users out there, I think this is powerful enough considering that this also has 16 gigs of RAM. I was able to run Photoshop, Illustrator, and even Premiere on this laptop. No problems at all. Unfortunately, this does not have a dedicated GPU, so gaming is not the strongest suit of this laptop. They do have an updated version which runs a much more updated processor, the Skylake i7, and it has a dedicated graphics card. It is the 940M, which if you're considering gaming, I highly recommend you check those out as well. If you're on a budget looking for a laptop you can use every day, this is a no-brainer. I know there's a few drawbacks, but those are justifiable. Considering the price, it's really hard not to recommend something that has an i7, all aluminum body, 16 gigs of RAM, 256 gig of M.2 storage, and a terabyte of hard drive just for 20K. So that's it for my full review of the S3M from Feed Me. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. If you dislike this video, you know what to do. If you're not yet already subscribed, go ahead and click subscribe and that bell icon. If you have any comments, suggestions, or recommendations, go ahead and leave them down in the comment section below. And as always, see you on the next one. Peace!